Beats.
What is going on, babe? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined tonight by the man, Dan Rourke. How we doing, Dan?
Good, man. I could not be better right now, bro. How you doing?
Listen, I cannot complain as usual. Before
Coke
we do
Zero.
got that Coke Zero going on.
Zero calories, zero sugar.
So healthy, right? Before we do get into anything Yankees related tonight, shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance/roll call. You guys know the deal. We got Lori, Leanna, Glenn, Amy, Steven, KG Baseball, Ed King. We're going to get to Ed King soon because I have something to address about him. But we got Stevie Bats, Kai, Ruben Cruz, Dirtbike Nation, Daniel, Jake, Spades. Who else we got? We got James, Bright, Victor, Sports Time Machine, Chibuzi. We got so many people. Sorry if I missed anybody. But, Dan, I say we start things off tonight kind of by addressing the Ed King thing. I was on Facebook today, on the Unhinged New York Facebook. If you guys don't already, go follow it. But we posted our little Jason Dominguez video on there, right? And I noticed a comment from Ed King. Look at this picture. Happy birthday,
so sick,
Pat.
bro.
I mean, shout out to Ed King. This is easily the best picture I've ever seen in my life. The detail, bro, the hair, the facial hair, the tattoo, unreal.
That's
shout
the thing,
out
yo.
Ed King.
There's like so many things to say about this. One, Patrick, happy early birthdays tomorrow.
Thank you.
Happy early birthday. Bro, the fact that he drew that picture for you is dope. Ed King, you're a beast. Two, the artistic skills, really good. And three, bro, like you said, the detail, goddamn, he's got your tattoo on the elbow right there?
Bro,
and you're wearing
it's unreal.
pinstripes too, which is sick. I love it.
No, it's
Ed
unreal.
King, you're a stud. My birthday's May 26th, just to let you know.
Bro, May birthdays are where it's at. But listen,
Dude,
Ed King,
I've
I
been
love
saying
you.
that. They really are. May is the way to go when it comes to birthday and being born.
You know who also has kind of a close to May birthday? Great segue here. Aaron Judge. Late April. Dan, let's kind of talk about Aaron Judge for a minute because
Gladly, no problem
you know
with
what?
that.
Actually, I'm going to let you take the floor. Aaron Judge is off to a solid start this season, right? A very, very good start to the season. A lot of doubters heading into this year, right? What do you have to say to those doubters?
Well, I mean, they're idiots for starters. And the thing is, bro, like, in a way, for me, what I want to say is, like, what is there to say, bro? He's playing, like, I don't even want to say to his ability because he can play much better than this. But when Aaron Judge is on the field, there's one player who is more impactful than him, and that's Mike Trout. You could put Mookie Betts up there as well. But, I mean, we saw it this past weekend. Like, the Yankees are just a totally different team. And I've said that, and I've been criticized for saying that this team, they're nothing without Aaron Judge. Like, if they don't have Aaron Judge in the lineup, and I think I brought this up in a past episode, bro, like that little excerpt from Inside the Empire when Aaron Judge went down with his wrist injury and the Yankees just started in 2018 and the Yankees just were struggling. They were not the same team. Cashman was asked, like, what's going on? This team's supposed to be a super team. What's good? And he just flat out said, like, we miss Aaron Judge. Like, he is so important to this team, and we're seeing that. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, Dan, like, we talk about this all the time, right? We know, like, I love Judge too, obviously not as much as you. And I think it's kind of fair when fans get frustrated if he hits the IL sometimes or misses a couple games. Obviously, the other time it was because of vaccine side effects, right? We know that for a fact now, of course. But I think
I'm standing by like that is confirmed in my head. Like he did have the
Okay.
COVID. Like that is exactly what it was.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't buying it at first, but now I kind of am.
Most people have, so I don't need to get celebrated for that. I've already taken in my fair share of victories with that, but
sure.
I appreciate it, bro.
But listen, Lori with the $5 donor. Appreciate you, Lori. You are a legend. Happy birthday, Pat. Hope it's a good one. My birthday's actually tomorrow. For anybody in the chat, but I appreciate the early birthday wishes.
We'll celebrate it while I'm here.
Yeah, I guess. But today is Sean Petrucci's birthday. You guys know Sean. He should be back on the
Happy
show
birthday, Sean.
on Thursday. But yeah, happy birthday, Sean. Turned 21 today. Let's go.
Now tell me
a
how
lot of
great
May
Aaron Judge is.
birthdays.
I know, because people plan this well, and they know that May is the time to be born. Tell me
month, I guess.
how good Aaron Judge is, bro. I want to hear.
Oh yeah, no.
it.
So back to Aaron Judge. I mean, like, bro, you know how much I love him, and I hate when people criticize him. A few individuals on Twitter kind of just rip him to shreds way too much. I think the narrative of him being like the most injury-prone player in the world is a little bit overblown.
Oh, it's very much overblown. Let me just say this, dude. My favorite stat in the world was, not counting last season because it was a weird ass, Mickey Mouse season, whatever. Bro, from 2017 to 2019, Aaron Judge obviously broke in the league, or rookie year was 2017. Mike Trout averaged just 6 more games per year than Aaron Judge did from 2017 to 2019. Yet you never hear a thing about Mike Trout and injuries, and I think rightfully so. Now, I don't consider Aaron Judge injury prone. I've said he's had problems with injuries. I understand people getting frustrated with injuries, but what do we always say as Yankee fans? What is the big thing Yankee fans have always been like, always gone by? What matters is what happens in October. Judge has not missed one game. He has not missed one out in October. So I'm like, say like the topic of load management. Like if him resting 2 times, 3 times a month keeps him healthy for the whole season, leads the Yankees to the playoffs, and he's healthy, ready to go come October, like what Yankee fan wouldn't be happy about that? And same with Stan.
Yeah.
Like I'm totally cool with that. And bro, sorry, I think I cut you off, bro. I'll let you make it.
No.
But like,
bro, I know how passionate you are about Aaron Judge.
Like Judge he's missed time. I don't say missed time. Like he's had like those two straight games twice where he hasn't played, right? But overall, like, doesn't it feel like Aaron Judge played the entire month of April, right?
Yeah, no,
like,
for sure.
It feels that way. Yeah.
And I would say, listen, obviously there's that narrative that he is injury prone. However, looking back at kind of like that COVID vaccine side soreness, whatever happened over there, I kind of went on the record of saying, like, if that was an actual like oblique injury or an injury where he actually had to miss time for, then I would say he's actually injury prone. But I
would have too. I'm on the record, bro, on Twitter saying like, yo, I'm going to stop cutting you off. I'm really sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
If Aaron Judge goes on the IL again this year, like for something not like say he gets hit by another 95-mile-an-hour fastball to the wrist, that's different. But if he goes down with another like soft tissue injury, I'm going to come out flat out and just be like, Aaron Judge is injury prone, period.
No, yeah, but I think as of right now, like just like you said, you look at him, he's played just about the entire season. I mean, besides the 2 days of rest that they gave him the other day, obviously he came back and honestly, he came back looking 10 times better than before, to be quite honest with you. But I think as long as like Aaron Judge keeps up at this pace, we could be looking at maybe not as good as his 2017 campaign, but I would say a little bit worse, which is still really good.
Can I chime in now? I don't agree. Okay.
No, yeah.
So here's the thing. The one factor that will determine if it'll be better than his 20. He definitely this season. Offensively, he's actually been better than his 2017 season as of right now. As of like what at this point in 2017 and this point in 2021, he's
definitely not batting average wise.
Well, that doesn't matter. That means jack shit.
Okay, anyways, bro, we're just talking statistically, like looking at his line.
No, his line is better on base, slugging, weighted runs created.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is. So at this point in 2017, he was doing really well. He had a 156 weighted runs created plus. Right now, he has like a 178, which is adjusted to how the league's doing. So that's it. But anyways, what will determine if Aaron Judge can have a better season than 2017 will be his defense. Because here's the thing. His offense capability, we know what it is. He can be just as good as he was offensively in 2017. We've seen that in stretches to end 2019. We saw it in the beginning of 2020. And he's been pretty consistent for the most part in 2021. His defense is what it will come down to. Because in 2017, he was above league average defensively in right field. He was good. Progressively, 2018, 2019, he ascended to being the best defensive right fielder in the American League, at least. Probably second behind Mookie Betts. Yeah. If Aaron Judge can have a full season of his 2017 and really just his career offensive capability, because when he's healthy and he's on the field consistently, that's what he does. If he can have a full season of that, and if he can play that elite defense that he's played the last 2-3 seasons, he has a good chance of being a 10 WAR player, which would eclipse his 2017 season where he was around an 8 WAR player, because just to sum all that up, his offense can be just as good as it was in 17, yet his defense is much better than it was in 2017. But here's the thing. With Judge trying to play the whole season and the whole load management thing, we've seen him kind of be a little bit easier on going on fly balls. So maybe his range is going to be reduced. Maybe he's not going to be as good of an outfielder. So we'll have to see how that goes. But
Dan, hearing you talk about Aaron Judge just makes me so happy. Bro, it's sick in the head how you know like every stat off the top of your head. It's a beautiful thing.
I could tell you his entire like 2017, 2018, 2019 slash.
No, I know.
Don't have me do it, but I will do it.
I know.
Like, bro, I was at a fucking party the other night, bro, and like everybody else is doing this other bullshit. And I literally have it on Aaron Judge 2019 highlights. It brings me joy. I know it brings you joy too, bro, but I'm just like fucking sick in the head.
Language, Dan. Language.
Oh, we can't do that. I've cursed like 7 times. Why are you just telling me now?
No, because I didn't realize, but now it's becoming a trend, so we have to address
Sorry.
it. No, it's cool.
Sorry, viewers, too. I'm
sorry,
really sorry.
You do. But listen, I would in the beginning of the season, I picked Aaron Judge to be the 2021 MVP, and I'm still sticking with that currently. But I don't think there's any denying, like, bro, looking at Mike Trout's stats right now, if he keeps up at this pace, Aaron Judge has absolutely no chance.
For sure, but also keep this in mind. In 2017, if as it was going to be, Mike Trout was going to win MVP that year. Judge didn't have a chance. Altuve didn't have a chance. But what happened? Trout got hurt. He only ended up playing like 120 games that year. So, I mean, it all obviously starts with, can Judge play a full season, which I think would be really
that's
cool.
always the key.
Yeah, of course. Like, you'd be cool with like 140 games?
Yeah, right? No, that's about – yeah, that's what I was saying.
If he's playing 140, I mean, like, that itself may just take him out of the MVP race, which honestly I don't even care about. Like, it'd be nice. But at some point, like, we'll consider this. At some point, Trout has to have a slump, right? It's like some sort of a slump. We'll have like a 2-week stretch where I don't know, he hits 250. Maybe his OPS in that 2-week span is still 800, whatever. And at some point, Aaron Judge will go on a torrid stretch. Now, whether the weekend was the start of that, who knows? But he hasn't gotten Judge hot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't gotten off. He hasn't had one of those tears like he did in the beginning of the 2020 season just yet. Yeah. And he will have that at some point. So, I mean, if he can just, I hate to say it, it just has to outlast, did my Siri just go off? He has to outlast Trout health-wise.
Yeah, but that's always the key for Judge, right?
My Siri didn't go off. Sorry, that threw me off.
You have Siri turned on? Bro, I turned Siri off like day one.
I don't know why. Yeah, it's not like it went on my computer.
Who uses Siri? Like, chat, if anybody uses Siri, let me know. Like, I never heard anybody say, hey, Siri, bro. Like, send a text.
It's so useless. Only time it's useful is if you're like driving and say like when I'm driving like far, I'll have like my GPS set up on my phone, and like it's not like in my hand, I'll be like, yo, hey Siri, what's the weather today? Something like that. Oh my god, it's going off again. All right,
bro.
I'm not saying that no more.
Yo, we're a mess tonight. Do you see this single thread on my shirt that I can't get off? Bye. Okay, listen. Speaking of Siri, speaking of Aaron Judge, if Aaron Judge used Siri, would you use Siri?
Well, I already do use Siri technically, but I mean, absolutely, I would do anything Aaron Judge is. No, it's like I do, but no, I have it. I guess I don't use it. I have it. Yes, if Aaron Judge uses Siri, bro, I'm trying to say more, bro, because that's all he says in fucking in interviews. You know, like it's dude. Every line he comes out of is like it was a really good team win today. You know,
no,
like
bro,
it's always someone tries.
But listen,
saying that more.
Let's kind of sway off of Aaron Judge a little bit, even though I know it hurts you. But I do want to talk about Giancarlo Stanton, Dan, because I have to say, he might be the only guy on the Yankees hitting-wise that I've kind of been even more impressed with other than Judge this season, just because of the hot streak that we've seen from Stanton as of late. And I know it's not necessarily like a power streak, but I think this is even better. We're just seeing him scorch 120-mile-an-hour line drives every single time he comes up to the box. I can't remember last time I saw Giancarlo Stanton more locked in, just pure approach-wise. I know 2020 postseason, he was just launching balls left and right, but now it's just like he just seems so comfortable at the plate. It's not even funny.
Yeah, no, I got a lot I can say about this. So for starters, yeah, like he's hitting the hell out of the ball. I'm not sure if you know, but I run like the sequence account, like with Ploof on John Boy. And one of the things that we do is every day I post the highest exit velocity, like balls in play from the previous day. And bro, every day it's just Stanton 118 miles an hour, Stanton 100. He always leads the list because he's just hitting the cover off the ball. But like as for his approach, yeah, he looks fantastic at the plate, which is been like a week and a half now of him looking, or 2 weeks of him looking really good. Because remember, in spring training, bro, like he looked really good. Like we were like, man, like to get a full season of Stanton this year, like that's gonna be awesome. Then he got out of the gate, he was pretty cold. Like he looked pretty bad, and then he's been picking it up. But bro, I'm telling you, I think a lot of people have kind of agreed with me on this. But I feel like ever since 2019, it's been different with Stan. Like he just looks better at the plate. Now we don't fully remember it as much because we haven't seen it over like a consistent amount of time. So I mean, if we can see it this year, that would be dope. But like, yeah, bro. I mean, I put out a tweet the other day saying like, yo, like Giancarlo Stanton's going to finish top 5 in AL MVP this year. Now I take that back because him not playing the field, like, you know, war goes into it. And him not playing the field, like it's not going to work out. But I mean, offensively, yo, like I don't know what his slash line is right now, but I mean, and he's not even like, bro, like he's not even hitting like the home runs too much just yet, bro. So like once he starts getting the ball a little more in the air. Like, bro, like, same deal. Like, when I was talking with Judge, like, he hasn't gotten off to, like, one of those stretches yet. Like, Stanton hasn't gotten off to one of those stretches power-wise yet. Like, he's hitting the cover off the ball, which means it's probably going to come anytime soon. So I can totally see, like, even this upcoming week, bro, being, like, he could hit, like, 5-6 homers in a week, bro. And next thing you know, he's like, leading the AL in every offensive category.
But that's exactly it. I think when a guy is as locked in as Giancarlo Stanton is right now, it's only a matter of time until we see the power. So I'm not that concerned. But
I don't say concerned. I'm just saying,
No, yeah. But kind of like what I think I'm crediting Stanton's offensive explosion to, I think you know where I'm going here. Batting in the 2-hole. I love Stanton batting second, Dan. Like, I think, I don't know if you're going to agree with me here, but once Voit comes back, I want DJ, Stanton, Judge, Gio, Voit 5.
Let's go. Dude, I'm so with you. Like,
let's
bro,
go.
Carbon copy of that, bro. I'm totally with you. I want Voit to bat 5th. And I guess the real benefit of like Stanton batting 2, it must just be that he's seeing more pitches with Judge behind him, you know? And Judge, it's surprising that he's getting some pitches to hit and hitting so well because, like, for example, like when Odor bats behind him, which is so ridiculous. Like when they bat Odor,
bro, it's so stupid.
It's so dumb.
Bro,
but like
it triggers me so hard.
Like remember the Cleveland game, for example, with Judge, where they just weren't pitching to him because Judge was behind him. So I mean, like, say you flip flop that. And, like, just Stanton's still batting 3rd, Odor's behind him or whoever. Stanton's not seeing as many pitches to hit, and they're probably giving him a lot more junk. And Stanton does swing at junk a lot more than Aaron Judge does. So now that Stanton's batting 2, Judge behind him, he's getting pitches to hit. And, bro, like, I'm totally with you on that. And also Judge, I'm not sure if you saw this, and I had no idea. Apparently Judge has been begging Boone to bat him 3rd for years now. That's what Boone said that on WFAN. Yeah, and I had no idea.
Okay, but listen, at that point, like, if Judge has been begging you if your star player is begging you to bat him 3rd for years, why are you not doing it?
Yeah, well, I think it comes down to a couple things. One, I'm actually, like, I was totally for Judge batting 2. Like, it does make sense. Like, I've actually wanted Judge to bat leadoff at some point. Like, if DJ LeMahieu were a thing, I would have Judge bat leadoff, believe it or not.
I don't hate it.
I know that sounds ridiculous. But, and also, too, I mean, we don't know, like, such a hard conversation to have because we don't know who actually is making the decisions. You know what I mean? Like Judge batting 2, like that's such an analytics thing that maybe it's out of Boone's hand. You know what I mean? So it could not
really not anymore.
Not being up to him. But I mean, well, now I think it's like you don't have a choice. You can't change it. It has to be DJ, Stanton, Judge.
No, but that's my thing. Like looking at the Yankees, they're so analytically driven, right? And we see that at some points, but then at some points we're like, how can analytics possibly tell you this? And it seems like the whole batting like either Rougned Odor or Mike Ford batting 4th or putting Brett Gardner in the 3-hole. These are things
Thank God they don't really do that anymore. But
we've seen it multiple times this year, and I don't know how analytics could point you in that direction.
With the Odor thing though, what's another thing that's crazy, bro, is like there was like a stretch, I think of like 4 games where literally Odor went from batting, it was like 9th, 4th, 9th, 4th. Like How does that work? And it was kind of the same deal with Gardner. Like Gardner would kind of do that at times too. Has Gardner batted 3rd this year? I don't know, but they've done it.
No, he's batted 3rd multiple times this year.
Jesus Christ! No, that's so dumb. Like, so I mean, like from that aspect, like I don't even know if that's analytics. Like that must be like pure like stupidity. Because how does that work out? Is it just him being a left-handed bat? That has to be what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. But analytics don't believe in like lefty-righty splits like that.
I know, and especially with the Yankees, they say like, oh, the righty hitters hit left-handers and right-handers just as well.
No, exactly.
On the topic of Stanton, something else I want to bring up, which this is a part of analytics that pisses me off. And I'm not sure if it's analytics, just I guess like the new way of thinking. Bro, Stanton's sitting on Sunday. Like that's annoying. Like
it's so stupid.
Especially with like if Stanton is gonna be a DH this year, like just fully DH, like bro, come on. Like I guess like the analytics don't believe in like hot, you know. So
which is so stupid.
Which like that's so dumb, bro. And like Don LaGreca had a really good point today yesterday on the K show. And he was like, how can you not believe in hot? Like, it's not just like a sports thing. It's confidence, you know? Like you're going up to ask a girl out, right? Like, higher chance of success if you're feeling more confident about yourself. And that's exactly what hot is.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's a great. Don't give me the credit. Don LaGreca came up with it. But Stanton, he's feeling good at the plate right now. And, bro, he's going from, 4 or 5 days in a row. What, like 2-3 days in a row of 3 hits each game. And then now he's going to have 2 days in a row not seeing live pitching, like from opposing pitchers. So, bro, for all we know, he could be coming out of that hot streak. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like, it's just dumb.
No.
And, like, that was a series, I guess, because they figure they're going to beat the Tigers regardless. Which if they didn't sweep that series,
it's still stupid.
So thank God they did.
Theory.
But like, bro, like that, if they lost that series, or if they lost that game on Sunday, bro, I would be a lot more pissed about Stanton not playing on Sunday than I am right now, and I already am pretty pissed about it. It's stupid. It's just overall, it's just like,
no, I know.
It's just dumb.
It doesn't make sense.
At least Judge, it kind of makes sense because they can put that bullshit narrative that he's like dealing with something. And he very well could be. Like, I believe that he's sore and banged up, maybe whatever. That's fine.
But like, also, bro, like Stanton's a full-time DH. Like, he might be on his feet
exactly.
like 20 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break, dude. He doesn't need days off like that. But I do want to bring up Futai's comment here because we are kind of talking about the outfield, Brett Gardner and whatnot. If Clint sucks this year, do you see the Yankees signing a left fielder in the offseason or making?
I'm curious to hear your take on this, Pat, because I know you're a big Clint guy.
I'm a big Clint guy. I'm a big Clint guy.
Not a big Gardner guy. Yeah.
Not a big Gardner guy. All right. Now I think Chad kind of knows my opinion on this, but I'll kind of give it to you. First of all, whole offseason, Mike Tauchman was my 4th outfielder. I was really hoping that like Brett Gardner didn't come back because I think Mike Tauchman just makes so much more sense for this team.
He's tearing it up with the Giants too.
I know. He's much better than Brett Gardner in every capacity of the game. No matter what way you put it, I'm sorry. He's a better hitter. He's a better fielder. He has a better arm. He's better on the base paths. Sorry, he's a better 4th outfielder in general. And I think with Clint and Hicks struggling so much to begin the season, getting rid of Mike Tauchman and leaving Brett Gardner as the sole outfield option on the bench is the worst idea possible. However, I think Clint is kind of the guy over Aaron Hicks right now, just because I think we've seen a little bit more confidence from him at the plate as of late compared to Hicks. I think he's trending in a better direction moving forward. I'm not that concerned about Clint Frazier right now as much as I was a couple weeks ago. Bro,
I was going to ask that. Like,
he looked really bad.
Like, at first, the disclaimer I was going to put out is that, like, Clint's been hitting better over the past week, like, specifically the Detroit series, So I was going to say, like, do you feel, like, different now than you did, say, like, a week ago? You're saying, like, yes,
easily.
Right? Yeah.
100%. I mean, I think it was after the Baltimore game when he went 0 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know like 0 for 3 didn't look too good, but his at-bats that game looked fantastic. I think he was like 2 feet away from an opposite field 3-run shot. He laced the ball that the first baseman made a jumping play for. So I think we're kind of on the verge of Clint breaking out.
Like, he's starting to finally swing the bat. Like, bro, the first 2-3 weeks of the season, bro, you're just taking pitches right.
Well, he changed up his stance a little bit too.
He did. It's not like that, which always I felt was weird. Even when he was succeeding with that last year, like that was weird. Like, his toe was like inward or whatever. But somebody also brought up Aaron Hicks, bro. I can't formulate an opinion on what's going to happen with Aaron Hicks.
It's so
like, I'm trying to think, like, it's like there's so many things going on in my head. Like, one, okay, has he regressed to the point where he's just not capable of being good anymore? Series popping up again. He has 6 years left on his deal, $10 million. Like, is he still good enough and an ass enough to where we can like dump him and not have to eat the entire salary? And $10 million isn't all that crazy. That's why I didn't have a problem with the deal at the time at all. It was for $10 million a year. That's almost nothing.
And that was coming off his fantastic season.
Yeah. So at least for now, because the Yankees offense is good enough to where or at least it should be good enough to where if Aaron Hicks isn't hitting, if 1 or 2 guys aren't hitting, the rest of the guys should be able to pick up the slack. So I feel like for now, if you still believe in Aaron Hicks, you just got to bite the bullet and start him for the next month or two. No?
Yeah,
you have to. Now come say October or September, October, once it gets to crunch time, and if we're in a pennant race, battling for the division, that's where you just got to start your best hitter. Say if it's, I don't know, say Gardner's playing better than Hicks, okay, start him in center. You just have to do that. But for now, bro, it's early.
Brett Gardner's looked really bad this season, Dan.
You would never see it happening, bro.
Listen, if Gardner was good, in 2019, I kind of bit my tongue and I was like, listen, Gardner's kind of having a good season. But these past 2 years, he's been really bad.
As in 2020, yeah. I mean, hey.
He got hot at the end of 2020.
Let me ask you this, though, bro.
The most part,
yeah, which ended up screwing over Clint Frazier.
Yeah.
Bro, didn't you think that sack fly he had against Detroit? I thought that was an easy goner, bro.
I thought it was crushed.
I thought that was.
But here's my thing.
He's a little better the last 2 games.
But this is my thing. This is where I think Gardner gets the mentality messed up. Because in 2019, with those balls that were being used, that ball's probably second deck. But I think ever since then,
100%.
when Gardner had that almost 30 home run season, I think he's kind of changed his approach to become a home run hitter. And it frustrates me because Bro, I would love to see him be like a Mike Tauchman type of guy. Mike Tauchman is an absolute beast. And I know a lot of people in the chat might not agree with me, but he is the definition of what you want as your fourth outfielder. Dan, we saw it so far this season, like the impact that he has as a pinch runner. Tyler Wade doesn't give the Yankees that off the bench.
Well, the thing I'll say about, like, because Wade, he's obviously fast, right? But, like, bro, like, he doesn't seem to be, like, a good base runner.
He has
like,
no IQ.
He's not an educated base runner. No. You know what I mean? Like, where Tauchman is. And another thing, bro, which I'm not sure if you mentioned yet, like, all we've been hearing about this year is that, like, the Yankees lack energy. Bro, remember that double that Gio Urshela hit that Mike Tauchman scored on against Baltimore? That was, like, the only glimpse of, like, energy that we saw, at least heading into, like, this winning streak the Yankees have had. Like, when things are going bad, bro, like, that was the only glimpse of energy that we saw from the Yankees, bro. So, I mean, like, if there is a problem in the clubhouse, which I honestly don't really fully buy into, if that, like, because whenever you're not playing well, bro, like, the team looks flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look like they're lifeless. And we've had this conversation before about, like, whether or not, like, they're a team that has energy and life to them. But if they're a team, if they do have that problem where they don't have life to them, bro, getting rid of Mike Tauchman was a dumb decision. Very dumb decision.
I think he could have requested a trade. And if he did, shout out to him. Because, bro, there's no reason that this dude should have been the fifth outfielder on this team.
No, I'm with you 100%. It would, if he requested a trade, like, I wouldn't blame him at all. And I'm looking up some stats right now.
But listen, shout out to Ruben Cruz with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, my man. Bro, Dan reminds me of me talking about baseball, rattling numbers from his head. Except I would definitely always had Judge hitting third. Hitting Judge third is such a smart idea. Like, they should have been doing it for a while. But I mean,
I don't know.
But listen, Dan,
I think let me just say this real quick.
It doesn't have to do as much about Judge as we see the impact it has on Stanton.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say. I feel like the big hype about Judge batting third is more so Stanton, like the way he's producing in the number 2 hole. Like, the only reason I get a little excited about Judge batting third is because we just recently found out when Boone spoke on WFAN that Judge has been begging him to bat him third for years now, and it's working. You know, because I mean, I don't want to say analytically wise because, like, I'm not a huge analytics guy, but, like, it does technically make more sense to bat Judge second because he does get on base more than Stanton does, but that could just be because Stanton was behind him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe you know what I'm saying? Like, it could go either way. And I think the way it's working right now is working very much so. So, bro, they can't change it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
But listen, we got Sean in the chat. Shout out to Sean. Happy birthday, my man. Steven Salazar says, I don't even remember last time Gardner stole a base. Well, neither do I.
And let me, I'm going to do something rare here. I'm going to admit to being wrong. Now,
about what?
About Aaron Judge performing better as of this date than he was in 2017.
Okay, no, I kind of knew that.
But don't get too excited because because on this day in 2017 he had a 2-homer game, which boosted his slugging percentage like 100 points. So I think it was entering yesterday he was doing that because he also had like an 0-for-2 game yesterday. Entering yesterday he was having a better season, but whatever. Give me some props, bro. I never admit to being wrong.
All right, shout out to you, but like, no, that's progress, Dan. That's real progress.
Like, I'd never do that. That's very good progress.
But listen, so if you had to construct the Yankees outfield going into next season, or do you still have Hicks and Frazier out there?
Going into next season, like as of right now?
Yeah.
See, that's so tough in a way, because that's almost like because
obviously we don't know like how the rest of the season is going to go.
I was going to say, like, it's almost as if like a couple weeks ago asking, like, do you have Gary Sanchez being the Yankees starting catcher next year? It's like a lot has to play out to see like is Clint going to have a good season, you know, because this is the make or break year for Clint, you know.
Yeah, like
he has to play well and he has to prove he can, you know, be good in the outfield.
I still think he's hitting 30 this year,
bro. I can see that. With Hicks, like, I mean, bro, if he like, because he can't be this bad the rest of the season, but like, bro, I mean,
like, that's what we said about Gary last year.
I mean, as of right
obviously
now,
it's a different sample size.
I still think Hicks is more of a competent hitter than Gary was last year. I think Gary actually looked pretty okay. But let me answer this. Hicks, I'll say if he has like a bad year hitting wise and he still isn't like getting on base, because at least last year, bro, he wasn't hitting, but he was getting on base. Like this year, he's not doing either, you know. Yeah. And he's not all that great in the outfield anymore, it seems. Like, bro, where has his arm gone? And like he doesn't seem to take the best routes in center field anymore.
No,
like I could see
a completely different player.
Yeah, I could see them like promoting him to like a fourth outfielder, maybe, or maybe even trying to dump him. You know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. I don't know, but listen, we
put it like this. I'll say I think the Yankees will pick up an outfielder after this year.
That's fair. That's
not
fair.
Counting Brett Gardner's like option. Like I think they'll pick up.
You think he's coming back?
I do. They have a hard on for him, bro. We've had the conversation for like 3 years.
It just wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense at all.
I don't have a problem with Gardner the way you do, but like at some point, I do think you need to cut ties.
Yeah.
But also too with Gardner, the reason I like Gardner is this: like, say somebody goes down, like I don't know, say it's Aaron Hicks or Clint Frazier, or whatever. Now, granted, I'd much rather have it be Mike Tauchman, him still being on the team, but he's not. When somebody's out, like I feel so good, like when I see Gardner in the lineup as like a replacement, as a fourth outfielder, but he has to be batting like the ninth hole. Like you can't bat him in like the third or sixth hole.
I get it, but with Brett Gardner clogging that fourth outfield spot, it prevents so many of these young outfielders in the Yankees organization to get an opportunity, a well-deserved opportunity. You look at a guy like Mike Tauchman, who after carrying the team in 2019, didn't really get the opportunity that he deserved because Brett Gardner was clogging up that spot. Look at Estevan Florial. Granted, he might not be ready, but as long as Brett Gardner's on the roster, he's not getting a call-up.
Yeah, I mean, Florial, he's kind of a lost cause with me. And also, too, just not criticize Tauchman. Like, he wasn't good last year. Like, Tauchman was bad last year. So, I mean, like, it's not like he was, yes. It's not like he necessarily deserved a starting spot going into this year, but I would have been totally cool having Tauchman be the fourth outfielder, Gardner not being the fourth outfielder. But, I mean, everybody's got to accept, bro, that you can't stand Brett Gardner.
No, I can't, and it's because of these past few seasons, bro. Like it's getting it's not the fact that I can't stand Brett Gardner. I hate the organizational obsession with Brett Gardner. They act like
they've been like that with Hicks for a while too. I'll tell you,
bro, it's kind of like they give Brett Gardner the Jeter treatment. It's like we don't care like what your performance is at this point. You're still our guy, and it's weird because it's not the same level of performance whatsoever. But
okay, I'm not going to say there's recency bias with that because you're very consistent about how you feel about Brett Gardner. But like, not counting the first month of last year, like he has been good enough to warrant like him coming back. Like it's not crazy. Like it wasn't crazy him coming back this year. You wouldn't have done it, but like when they brought back Brett Gardner, like it made sense.
But bro, you have a better option in Mike Tauchman already.
For sure. No, I'll put it like this: it's like,
and you had Jay Bruce.
Let me say that,
and Greg Allen.
Brett Gardner, the player, like he's good enough to where he could be a fourth outfielder. The dumb thing was the Yankees going into the season having 5 outfielders, including Stan. Well, no, 6 including Stan, I'm pretty sure. Which I'll say this about Stanton, and I don't know if everybody knows, but I made a video a couple weeks ago saying the Giancarlo Stanton trade was a mistake, which has nothing to do with Stanton, the player. It was the move itself. Something negative about Giancarlo Stanton this year, like, bro, it goes back to the whole DH thing. Like, that is a problem. Like most managers and like organizations like to use a DH as like a revolving door to get guys rest, to get other players in there. If Stanton could play the outfield, bro, like this team would be so much better versed to get those guys more bats. Like if Stanton could play the outfield, bro, there's a chance Tauchman is still on this team. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. But listen,
and let me say this real quick. I'm sorry. Stanton, I'm not saying he can't play the outfield. I think it's like the Yankees are telling him like you're not playing the outfield. I think at some point he's going to have to, bro. Somebody's going to get hurt.
All right, Dan, we have so many good topics to hit on tonight. All right, before we get into the next topic, I do want to touch on the Stanton outfield thing for a second, just because this is something that I feel so strongly about, especially since spring training, when we heard that Stanton wanted to play the outfield, but the Yankees wouldn't let him. We're looking at a guy that, how old is Stanton? 30, 31?
I think he's 30 even, I think.
Okay, so
I'll get the number.
All right, so let's say he's 30. We're looking at a guy who has a contract for a pretty long amount of time, and it's not like he's unathletic. You look at full-time DHs around the league, they're usually A, really bad defenders, or B, like aging veterans at this point who just can't play the field. Giancarlo Stanton was a very good outfielder with the Marlins, and he was a solid outfielder for the Yankees in 2018. I think this narrative that he's like this injury-prone outfielder who can't play the field is a little bit overblown because we've never seen him get hurt playing the outfield before.
Yeah, well, let me say this. I mean, I don't think it's crazy. Like, say like the DH was like a revolving door, like I said before. I still would put Stanton there most of the time.
Yes,
you know, but like I don't want it to be this like rule where like you're handcuffed with Stanton to like he can't play outfield.
No,
like he
exactly.
definitely can. You know, like it's not like a situation where like bro, like in terms of like injuries aside, which I know is stupid to say because that's like the main reason they're doing it. But like it would make way more sense to say put Stanton in left field rather than Clint. You know, so like what I would do, honestly, is like, yeah, DH Stanton when like it works, and like most of the time I feel like it would. But like if you do need to put somebody in the outfield, like I don't think there should be like hesitancy to just start Stanton in left field, or like to give Judge half a day. Like that's, bro. Like remember going into 2018, that was what was going to happen. They were going to revolve Judge and Stanton just as a DH. Like even if we just did that, that would be so much better off. Now, I mean,
I agree.
that ended up not happening for a couple different reasons because, the Stanton injuries, which I do think DHing him will keep him on the field longer, you would figure, which it didn't last year, though. So, to your point, it didn't last year. He DH'd most of last year, I'm pretty sure, and he got hurt. And then, obviously,
I don't think he played the field at all last year.
I don't think so either. Maybe he did for like an inning or two, but he never really started, I don't think. But, I mean, yeah, play Stanton in the outfield, bro. You want to keep these two on the you want to keep Stanton and Judge on the field, revolve them both, give them the DH days,
Yeah, and that's why looking at the Yankees lineup right now. I mean, you look at the other day when they want to give Judge half a day and have him DH. In that case, you could, and Stanton was red hot. Rather than sitting Stanton, you put Stanton in right.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that was Boone's explanation why they gave Stanton a day was one just give him a day or whatever, but two, to get Judge half a day off DHing him. Yeah, but you should just be able to DH Judge and put Stanton in right field, bro, under my plan, I sound like a president. Under my plan, I would have Stanton literally just play the field once a week. And I'm not criticizing Stanton at all right now, bro, because we know he wants to play the outfield. I think Stanton may be almost a little bit pissed off about that. And I don't blame him if he is. Where if I'm Stanton, bro, I'm thinking bro, I'm a superstar athlete. You cannot be in better shape.
Bro, a Greek god, bro.
He literally a Greek god. Isn't he actually Greek a little bit? He looks Greek.
He might be. I don't know.
He's something or Italian. I don't know, whatever. But he's a superstar athlete. I would almost be F the DH, bro. I can play the outfield. Let me play the outfield. But I do think at some point something's gonna come up where he will. And maybe they're doing this through July, August, and then when it comes to September. Maybe at that point, all right, we got Stanton through the season. At this point, maybe if he does get a little hamstring strain, God forbid, he'll just play through. I think that's how it is with Judge in a way. A lot of Judge's injuries that he's had during the regular season. If it happened during October, he would play. I think it would be kind of the same thing with Stan.
Yeah, and listen, before I do move on to our next topic here, I want to bring up this comment from Lori. Hennessy Rourke 36. I don't know if you know, I announced my 2036 presidential run. So bro, we could run together. We could easily get that done. Just saying.
FaceTime call right now. This is a mess. Sorry, go on. Introduce the next topic. I was just in a quick text.
So basically what I want to move into next, we're talking about guys who were not too sure what their future role is with the Yankees, Clint, Gardner, Frazier, whatever. No, Clint, Gardner, Hicks, whatever. But Gary Sanchez, bro. I mean, looking at him all offseason, I was such a Gary apologist, right? I'm look, Gary's the catcher. He's not going to be as bad as he was last year. I still think he's the future. You're crazy to think Higgy's going to be the starter. Now, just about a month into the season, I'm 100% on the train to have Higgy the starter, not only because of the offensive production that's kind of much better than Gary right now, but also because of the impact he has on the rotation. It's no longer a Higgy Cole thing. It's a Higgy everybody thing, bro.
I got a lot I got to say about this, so hopefully I don't forget anything. For starters, the Gary and Higgy situation in terms of if they're going to platoon him, right, then they might as well just name Kyle Higashioka the starting catcher because Gary is not the kind of player that can succeed under a platoon. He's the definition of a streaky hitter, So, I mean, if Gary is only be playing 2 to 3 times a week, and especially the way they're doing it, they're not even giving him back-to-back games. They're, splitting it up, which I think is dumb. They should do, honestly, if they're going to do this, they should do, Higgy for 4, Gary for 3. You know what I'm saying? In a row. I don't think they should split them up back and forth. But, so, yeah, I don't think Gary's going to succeed under this platoon. So if that's what they're doing, I think Gary's time as a Yankee is honestly over. And he's not the kind of player that is a backup catcher. Your backup catcher is supposed to be all defense. And that's obviously not what Gary is. And he has looked better this year defensively. And speaking of looking better, because you said he can't be as bad as last year. I mean, statistically right now, I guess he is. But I will say his at-bats don't look as bad as last year.
No,
I don't think he doesn't look incompetent at the plate, believe it or not. I stand by that. This whole year, even in spring, I said this, bro. Because obviously Gary, he off to a good start in spring, and then he slowed off like he did in the regular season, the first month of the season. He still looks I don't say a competent hitter, but not as much of an incompetent hitter as he did last year. And I think I forgot one of the other things I was going to say. Dude, it's sad as F.
Bro,
I tweeted after that. I'm not sure if you saw. I tweeted the Gary Sanchez his 20th homer 2016, bro. And
I think I did see it against Price, right?
Yeah, bro. He owned him, and not a lot of people know this, bro. The way I am with Judge now, I was close to that with Gary, bro. Gary was he was the Judge before Judge.
Yeah,
and,
we
some
all
people
were
forget that in a way, bro. Dude, it was that was the time, bro. And I'll forever be in whatever way the Gary Sanchez with the Yankees story ends, I'll be forever grateful, bro, because I remember just I don't want to go too on about this because I can talk about it for hours, but I remember like after like the Yankees, like the Jeter, A-Rod, Tex, like that era was like on its way out, and like following that was what we consider to be like the dark years, right? Like 13, 14, 15, and it's like 16, beginning of 16, where like, yeah, we were like a winning team, like 85, 86 wins, but like we only had one playoff appearance. And it just felt like the good days of the Yankees were like in the past. And then what happens? Like the trade deadline in 2016, we ship off all these players. That like almost reinforces the fact that like, man, like the Yankees being like a powerhouse, that really is over. And then, bro, within a week, like Gary Sanchez comes up, bro, and just takes the league by storm. And it just all of a sudden, bro, just gave us hope. It was like word, like the hype going into the 2017 season, even though it was like a thing, it wasn't like a thing where we're thinking like, oh, we probably aren't even gonna make the playoffs, but like it all stemmed from like Gary Sanchez and like the way he looked. Like he literally took the league by storm, setting record numbers. And we were thinking like, man, like we're not even just talking like a player that'll be like an all-star for years to come. We're talking like, bro, this could be like an all-timer, bro. And like it didn't just stop after 2016, bro. Like the year he had in 2017, bro, like how huge that was. Because remember, after 16, it was like, all right, is Gary Sanchez legit or not? And then, bro, in 17, he breaks Yogi Berra's record, or it may have been Posadas, whoever it was, for home runs by a catcher. He hit like 278, hit 33 homers, and drove in 90 runs.
This is sad,
and then, of course,
bro.
It's sad as hell. And then, like, bro,
no,
like,
it's really sad.
And then, like, the double against Houston in
I know.
Game 4 of the LCS.
That's why I get like everyone can like
I love
rip
Gary
to
so much,
shreds for like his recent performance, but like looking back, like he was our guy. Like you bring up how he was judged before a judge. Like I have a story after the 2016 season. The Yankees did an autograph signing at like this mall near me, and it was Gary, Judge, and Tyler Austin, bro. The three of them. There was a long ass line. Bro, the people who were running the autograph signing had to walk through the crowd and said, if anybody has a ticket for Judge or Austin, you can come right to the front, because every single person was going just for Gary, bro. No one cared about Aaron Judge. Not one person. And that was obviously before the 2017 season. Judge can't even do an autograph signing nowadays because it would, bro, the mall would explode. But that's exactly the point I'm trying to prove. Like, I think sometimes we forget how significant Gary Sanchez's rise was to the organization. And now it's just really sad to see that, like, Kyle Higashioka has kind of taken him over. And, like, because of so many different factors, because of Gary struggling so bad. And Higgy just really, like, stepping up.
It's like most of it, all the blame, like, it is put on Gary. Like, he has fallen off. But, like, man, like, it's sad, like, from our perspective, obviously. But, like, bro, like, imagine how that feels for Gary. Like, bro, like, 2 or 3, 4 years ago, bro, he was the talk of the town. Like, he was like the crap. I'm trying not to curse here. Like, it is just sad. It really is sad. And, like, I hope that, like, the Gary Sanchez era isn't over. But, like I said before, like, if you're going to platoon him with Kyle Higashioka, which it is the right move, I guess. But I'll be honest, bro. Like, you know the way I felt about Aaron, like what I was saying about Aaron Hicks before, where, like, you just got to, like, ride out with a month or two. Like, if the Yankees offense is performing at, like, the level it has been the last, like, week or so, and, like, they're good enough to where you could maybe just stomach Gary being bad for a little bit to have him find himself, like, that would almost be worth it, bro, because we know when Gary's on, bro, he is, like, the best offensive catcher in the game.
No, I know, and, but, like, Dan, I'm going to be honest.
I know it makes sense to have Higgy, but, like, bro, like, we're honestly, bro, that's what anybody else says, bro. We're winning this division, bro. Like, the Yankees are good at – I'm so – not to curse, bro. The Yankees are the best team in the American League, and they're going to win the division, all right? So, like, we have a nice little cushion, I feel like, to play Gary. Like, just give him, like, even like I said before, bro, like, if you're going to platoon him, like, at least give him 2, 3, 4 games in a row and then start Higgy for 3 or vice versa, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be, like, doing Gary, Higgy, Gary. Like, Gary will never succeed like that, yo.
No, I'm
just saying, the other day when Gary was in the lineup, he hit 2 rockets, just saying.
No, I know, like, his at-bats have looked better this season, but it's like, I think it might be, and I hate to compare these two guys because they're completely different, but it might be like a Michael Pineda situation. It might be a guy who's just isn't going to find success in the Bronx anymore, and he might just have to go elsewhere with a better environment. And I think Gary, with a better hitting coach, would become an absolute dog once again. Dan, I know you mentioned that the video you posted from 2016 when Gary hit the home run off of Price, bro, the swings are so different, and I don't understand why no one in the Yankees organization can point Gary back in that 2016 direction.
Well, let me say this, though. It's like, that's kind of what I mean. And I guess I kind of disagree with you in this sense. And I agree with you, too, where, like last year, if this was, say, 2020, and, like, Gary's looking so bad, because I stand by that, bro. He looks a lot worse last year than he does this year, even though the numbers are kind of the same. Like, I would agree with you on that. But, like, I still feel like Like, I feel like Gary got back to that 2016 form this year. Like, his timing was – he was starting, like, his leg kick or whatever a lot earlier. Like, he looks a little more relaxed at the plate. So, like, that's why I'm still confident in his approach that, like, if you give him consistent playing time, he could at least be a little more better at the plate. But man, I forgot what I was going to say. But, I mean, it's just, like, I guess I'm kind of, like, trying hard not to accept it. Like, this is the end of the Gary Sanchez era. But, like, it kind of is. I'll put it like this. If they are going to be playing Kyle Higashioka, like, 4 times a week, that's it. You know, and like if that's the case, you might as well just trade him now because there's no point going to the playoffs with Gary Sanchez as your backup catcher. Bro, and Derek just brought this up as a good point. Like once Chirinos is healthy wrist-wise, like again, Hig is going to be the everyday catcher. Just trade Gary, get whatever you can get for him because if you don't, you're just going to non-tender. They were considering non-tendering him this past offseason, bro. If he has another year like last year, they'll non-tender him for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the situation where, like, let's say you have, like, a relationship, right? And it's just not working out for either person. Bro, you want to see that person go succeed elsewhere, no? Unless you're, like, a terrible person. Like, I want to see Gary go succeed elsewhere.
Like, you're saying I want my ex to do well? How no? No, I'm playing. Did you say you get out of a relationship and you want the...
Yeah, like, bro, don't you want to see
I was just kidding, but yeah, no, for sure. I'm just laughing at this Daniel Calderon's comment. Take a shot every time Dan says bro.
Bro.
Yo, listen. Word. Derek just said, Dan, that lighting looks dope. Thank you, man.
Shout out to NY where recaps. Derek, you are the man. Derek produces the best content, like, by far.
Bro, next time I come on here, you got to let me curse, bro. I'm not saying that in, like, a way that sounds dumb, but, like, it's so hard. I'm like Gary V in that sense, bro. Like, it's hard not to talk. And it's not like it's
bro, but, like, YouTube has, like, strict, like, monetization policies. I'm not trying to get, like, demonetized. Really? Do you curse that much on your channel, though?
I guess I don't because
no, because yours is all recorded.
Yeah, true.
But listen, chat, that is gonna wrap things up for today's off day.
Damn it! No more.
Why? You have another topic you want to talk about?
There's got to be something else, bro.
But listen.
How
shout
you
out to Ruben Cruz,
Kluber, bro? How you feel about Ruben Cruz?
With the $5 donor, appreciate you, my man. He says Higgy has been so good. His catching ERA is 1.64 and Gary's 3.92. Higgy's even leading in WAR for Yankee position players at 0.9 less games played.
No, that's not true. Higgy's not leading a WAR. Judge has a higher WAR than that. Well, it depends on what you go by, but I know Judge has a 0.9 F WAR right now. But if you go by B WAR, he has an above 1 WAR. Not call you out, Ruben. That's still a good stat. But that's another thing that me and Derek were talking about yesterday. Like, this all goes back to, like, where, like, I want to see Gary succeed in New York, but at this point, like, bro, like, how good has the pitching staff been, coincidentally, ever since Higgy had, like, taken over a lot more, you know? And, like,
but I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's not. And I was just kind of being, like, facetious when I say coincidentally. Like, it's so obvious, bro, the effect that he has on the starting staff, which I do want. Like, can we talk about that for, like, a minute, bro? Like,
yeah, sure.
Corey Kluber, bro, and James Taillon, like, I'm starting to. I mean, Taillon I always believed in, but, like, Kluber, bro, I'm starting to go on the Kluber train, bro. Like,
same.
I don't care what anybody says. All right, yeah, it was the Tigers. I don't give a jack s, bro. Yesterday, nobody was hitting Corey Kluber the movement that was on his pitches, and, like, the command that he had, and, like. Just shout out to Derek, bro. I'm plugging Derek hell in this episode. He was bringing up that he's throwing his changeup a lot more, and we saw the success that he had with that yesterday, bro. Like all of a sudden, I'm feeling really good. And let's say this, bro. Gerrit Cole, we know is a freaking stud. All right.
Oh, I love
Corey
him.
Kluber, bro. If we can get this is what I'm kind of alluding to. Like I'm starting to think like maybe we're gonna get more than just like a slightly regressed Corey Kluber that still is like a 3.5, like 4-year pitcher. Like, bro, what if we get the Corey Kluber? What if, bro?
You're pushing it, but I like it though, Dan.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
Okay. And what if the last time James and Taillon had a healthy season was 2018? You know what he did that year, bro? He was like a 3.2 ERA pitcher. I think he may have been an all-star. And then we got Luis Severino coming back, right? Domingo Germán has looked really good. Now, let's all just put the disclaimer out there. Obviously, they've faced the Orioles and the Tigers. You got to account for that a little bit. And then you got Jordan Montgomery. And I've been saying for a long time that I don't think the number 2 starter's on the team right now. Maybe I'm going to start easing that back a little bit if the Yankees still look good over this next month or so, pitching staff-wise.
Yeah, bro, Corey Kluber has just looked untouchable. I mean, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks already. The Yankees have numerous guys in their rotation that have the potential to be their number 2, but no one really made that step up yet, right? And I think Corey Kluber in his last 2 starts kind of step up, and he's like, yo, I'm the number 2 in this rotation. Because we, like, going into the season, I thought Taillon was going to be that guy, and while he still can be that guy by season's end, Corey Kluber is the guy right now, right behind Gerrit Cole. And I think, bro, you've mentioned this a few times on Twitter. There's not many better 1-2 punches in any rotation in baseball.
Yeah, now let me be clear. When I said that, like I did it like a more of a troll way when I said like they're officially the best 1-2 punch in baseball.
Yeah.
But bro, like they absolutely have the potential to be up there. Because I mean, like who would I guess be better, at least in the American League? I mean, what do the White Sox got? Like they got what, Keuchel and Giolito, but like.
I mean, you look at the Dodgers; they probably have a better one
that's why I
too.
said American League. Dodgers and Padres would have a better one with like Snell and Darvish, but he's pitching. But another couple things I got to say on it, bro. With Kluber, like the feeling of like having him start game 2 or like any big moment in like the postseason or whatever, I trust him so much because I do feel like the moment wouldn't affect him because he's so emotionless. You know what I'm saying? Like, however he pitches, like that's just how he's going to pitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he would get overwhelmed like we've seen, say, Severino.
Like Tanaka.
Like, exactly. You know, I don't want to get our hopes up too much. I mentioned Tanaka's name.
No,
Like,
I know.
Tanaka. But, yeah, another thing. This might be a hot take. I'm a big James and Taillon fan. I could maybe see them, say the pitching's looking really good. Say,
don't say dealing Taillon.
No. I love Taillon, bro. I've met him actually over Zoom, believe it or not.
Hey.
Yeah, Cole, Kluber, Herman, Sevy, all looking good going into the postseason. Like, you got 4 solid starters, all right? Like, really good starters you're feeling good about. I could see them maybe putting Taillon in the bullpen. Because what have we seen out of Taillon? Bro, his first, time through the order, maybe first 2 times through the order, he looks really good. And, like, there's been 3 or 4 starts this year with Taillon that – like, you're like, oh, man, this is about to be his best start as a Yankee. And then what happens? The 4th, 5th inning, it just doesn't go well. Like, he gives up a 3-run jack or whatever.
Listen,
so I'm just saying.
I like the direction you're going in. However, I don't know if we've talked about this before. I think if we're talking about, like, moving one of those guys to the bullpen, ready for this? Bro, Luis Severino coming out of the bullpen in the postseason is ridiculous. Only because I'm assuming Sevy's going to be coming back, like, July-ish. That's my assumption.
Which, real quick, he is facing live hitters next week. Which is
he is. I mean, so maybe like late June. But, I mean, looking towards October, I think Taillon has to be more built up by then. I mean, looking at Taillon right now, he can't really make it past the 4th inning. But I'm hoping.
I don't think that's a matter of being built up, though. Because, I mean, we've seen his pitch count go to, 90 or so? Because I think it's more so been a problem with Taillon. I know this isn't even your full point, but, like, with Taillon, like, it's mostly just a matter of his effectiveness, I feel like, 3rd time through the order, which I think he may not be as good 2nd time through the order. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if that was him or Kluber, but what we do know is 1st time through the order, Taillon has looked really good. So all I'm saying is this, like, if things are looking good with the starting rotation, like you got 4 starters that you're sure of, what's it going to be? Cole, Kluber, Sevy, and then Herman, Montgomery, even Davey, whoever. Maybe put Taillon in the pen. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't hate putting one of those guys in the pen. I even think Herman in the pen would be a solid
somebody
option.
will. And Herman, bro, I mean, I was for that in 2019.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, shit, if Herman doesn't beat his fucking wife, bro, maybe I probably can't even say that. Maybe we beat the Astros. That's all I know because he was doing well out of the bullpen.
No, yeah, I mean, like if we look back at 2019, there was talks of like Domingo Herman being the number 1, like game 1 starter. Like that's how good he was in 2019 because the Yankees didn't really have a defined ace at that point, and then Paxton had that,
which
ridiculous
is
September.
So unfortunate because the 2019 team, bro. If like this core does like end without a championship, that's the team I'll look at. I know everybody look at 2017 and rightfully so because like the cheating and whatnot. And 2019, there's definitely probably something going on as well. But like that 2019 team was good, and if we had Gerrit Cole on that team, or if Severino was like the Severino, like things would have been much better.
But that's exactly my thing. Like if we ever don't win a World Series with this core, which would be disgusting, I would look back on one thing, and that would be the Yankees letting Gerrit Cole get traded to the Astros. And obviously, you didn't know that he was going to become an ace over there, but also the Yankees watching the Astros trade for Zach Greinke and sitting at the deadline doing nothing. Those would be a few things.
I agree with you on the Cole thing because we know what it came down to. They were willing to give up either Andujar or Clint.
I'm not saying get Greinke though. That's not what I'm trying to say.
No. I'm just gonna say because Greinke wasn't gonna come here.
No, I'm saying
because he literally was refusing to come here, and that's another thing too with like people bring up how the Yankees didn't get Bauer, and I was tweaking on them at the time for not getting Bauer in 19. Cleveland wasn't gonna trade him to an American League team. So,
the point I'm trying to make is not that the Yankees should have traded for Greinke. It's more so that the Yankees watched the Astros significantly improve, and they watched and did nothing.
Didn't get it. Okay, I see what you're saying. But I'm really with you on the Gerrit Cole thing because they just didn't want to package together Andujar and Clint together, which is dumb because it was after the 2017 season. It's not even like you're riding the high of Andujar's 2018. Like, bro, come on. But,
God, it's so frustrating. But whatever.
It is. But let me say one more thing on it though, because I'm feeling really optimistic after an article I actually read about the Dodgers. What doesn't even relate to the Yankees about the Dodgers and like their. Like how long? Like remember, like with the Dodgers, bro. Since 2013, they were just winning divisions, getting bounced, and then they finally won their chip. Like, bro, what? If, like the Yankees can obviously do that. Like, bro, like if the Yankees win a World Series this year or even next year, I'll be totally cool with that, bro. Give me
Bro,
one
they could
World
win
Series.
it in 5 years, bro. Like,
Yeah, because that's the thing that's annoying too, bro. People say like, people last year were saying that the Yankees window was closed. Like, bro, shut up. Like
the
dude,
core window is closing, but the Yankees are always going to have a new core.
The idea of them being the core 4 2.0, that's already closed.
Yeah.
I mean, with Gary Sanchez and like Sevy's injuries, like that's already kind of closed. But like, bro, as long as we have like Aaron Judge and like Stan's going to be on this team, we have Cole, who's going to be this kind of Gerrit Cole probably at least the next 2, 3, 4 years. Like, we have the pieces to build around. Like, this team will be at least in contention for the way it has been for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And listen, Dan,
Judge is just now in his prime.
Speaking of the rotation, Lori brings up a comment here that I've kind of been intrigued about the past few weeks. And that's if the Nats are sellers, we better go get Max. Could you imagine inserting Max Scherzer into this rotation, bro? A 1-2-3 of Cole, Kluber, Scherzer. That's a World Series, automatic World Series. I'm sorry.
I know, dude, and I've wanted Scherzer since 2019 because I remember, like, bro, like when the Nats got off to that horrible start, that was exactly what I was in 2019. The year they ended up winning the World Series. Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking because, like, at the time we didn't have like an ace, so it'd be even bigger for us. But like, bro, if the Yankees aren't going to be freaking lame, because it's going to come down to luxury tax, obviously, because he's making what, like $30 million a year,
which would put them over the luxury tax,
but and then some.
Unless they ship over like Hicks, I don't know like how the money works.
That's the thing. Like, there's players out there that maybe make like 5, 10, 15 mil that like you could probably maneuver some things around and not go over. Like if they get Scherzer, like unless they're giving Stanton back, like there's really no way they're not going over. But anyways, bro, like if we got Scherzer, who's essentially, I mean, I don't know how he's doing this year, but it's almost like
he's doing solid.
An older Gerrit Cole in a way. Like, bro,
yeah.
Talk about a 1-2 punch and then talk about a 1-2-3 punch with Kluber. Like, bro, that would almost be like if we got Scherzer, it would be like the 15 to 17 Golden State Warriors not winning. It's like that kind of like disappointment if we don't win. You know,
bro,
like
we would be 1A, 1B with the Dodgers.
I think, but we would be 1A.
Probably, yeah.
1B. And
just because our offense is better.
And it sucks what happened to Dustin May. You see Tommy John. That brutal. Sucks.
Yeah.
I hate seeing that. I mean, obviously you hate seeing it, but like with like the younger pitchers, bro, like he's not going to be around till like what, late 2022. And they've actually haven't been doing all that great, the Dodgers. I mean, they just like what they were on the verge of They were on the verge of a 4-game sweep with Milwaukee. I think they won that game, but yeah, they're not even in first place right now.
No, yeah, I mean,
it's like a game or two over, but
I mean, they're still gonna end up like winning the division probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is the thing too, bro. Like people even in the offseason were asking me like, "Yo, like I know you think the Yankees are good, but are you worried about the Dodgers?" You'll never catch me worried about an NL team, bro, because the only time we'll face them is obviously in the World Series, and then it's just a crapshoot. Like
exactly, like the only time I'll worry about an NL team is if we're in the World Series and we know our opponent. That's the only time I'll shed one like inch of my brain about them. But listen, bro.
Let me say one more thing. I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
we definitely should get to the World Series. Like that'll be ridiculous if we don't. Because
if we
like,
don't, I'll cry.
Like, there's a difference between this year and past years. Is like there's no like Houston Astros or like 18 Boston Red Sox. So we're like bro, like
I don't even the Rays.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't even want to say like, oh, like we're the team, but it's like there's no other teams that should stop us. And if the White Sox are the team that stops us, that would be very disappointing. And honestly, I think it's going to come down to Yankees Astros again. Like I just see it already. It's going to be Yankees Astros.
All I'm saying is if this team does not make the World Series this year, this offseason, you have to seriously think about a retool. Obviously not a rebuild, but you would have to retool this roster, bro, because seriously, like you would have to kind of realize that something here is not getting the job done, whether if it's the construction of the lineup and just being too power focused, or maybe the rotation is unreliable or the bullpen's unreliable. Yeah. Something would have to change because
I'll tell you what it is. It'll be the offense, like the lineup. And
yeah, it would have to be.
This is why, and as of right now, thank God it didn't happen. I wanted Lindor so bad because, and part of that plan with me was to trade Luke Voit, right? And the reason for that is that, like, bro, a lot of our lineup are just replicas of each other. Right-handed, high power, high strikeout bats, and the formula for that clearly hasn't worked. It works in the regular season, clearly. The postseason, not so much. So, I was saying this after 2019. I was saying it after 2020, and I'll say it much louder after this year, bro. If the same thing happens where, like, our offense doesn't hit in the postseason, which is sometimes that narrative is a little overblown because, like you could argue in 2019, the case just came down to the pitching. You know what I mean? And, like, same with, like, 2018. Like, if Sevy doesn't give up freaking, 16 runs in 18 against the Red Sox, maybe things are totally different. But the hitting we've known has been a problem, and if they continue to run out this formula that they think works and is successful, like, the fans have every right to be very, very pissed, and that would be the only situation that I consider like calling for Brian Cashman's job, which I don't.
No, yeah, same. But like all I have to say is I'm so excited for this Astros series. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Dan, We're gonna be at Wednesday night's game.
Hell yeah, we are, bro. I'm so pumped for that. So
Bro,
pumped. We got
I'm
pretty decent
so
seats too. Main level, huh? Right?
No, yeah, really cheap too. But I think Luis Garcia is pitching for the Astros. I don't know who that is, but
Dude,
like,
I'm like that with a lot of the Astros right now, which anyway, I kind of feel bad for them because they're about to get like relentlessly booed and like they have 3 or 4 players that we hate. But bro, like, don't let me get near Jose Altuve on Wednesday. That's all I can say. Real quick, I have a question. What's that Chinese like chicken that has like the brown sauce over it?
sesame chicken.
I think so because I'm ordering Chinese right now. Like my boy's ordering Chinese.
Sesame
Oh,
chicken.
that's totally random. Sesame
Or
chicken.
orange
Sesame
chicken?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Sesame chicken.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that is gonna wrap things up for us today. Dan, thank you for joining us, bro.
Bro,
Every time
bro.
we talk, like it's like a beautiful conversation.
Dude,
Every
I know.
single time.
I love coming on your podcast, bro. Like, ask me more.
No, yeah. Also,
for
though,
real.
like, Dan, we have to figure out a way for Yes Network to get us on camera on Wednesday. Like, maybe we should bring a flag. It seems like every time
We
someone
could.
brings a flag, they get on camera.
I'm wearing a pretty dope shirt. You know the like the real 2017 MVP shirt I have.
Yeah.
I'm wearing that. I feel like that'll probably get clipped like at something because we're gonna get to the game early too, bro. So maybe we can get some pregame coverage action, and we're gonna be vlogging the whole thing. Which Pat, you'll have some clips from that too, bro.
Yeah, I'll post a vlog on our channel too. Yeah,
Yo,
listen, everyone.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna vlog it. We'll do like a double vlog. Let's do it,
bro. Let's go.
All right, so chat. I will be live tomorrow for the Yankees pregame at 6 p.m. And then we're gonna go live again after the game for the usual post game. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're going live before and after every single game. Dan's gonna come on more because, bro, we have chemistry beyond belief. But we will see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.
Peace.